Porn increases your chances of cheating on your partner. The truth is imagine if you have a sexual side of yourself as a human being. If you're always cranking up that sexual side by watching porn, okay? So let's say 25% of yourself is your sexual side, okay? There's nothing wrong with sex. Sex is an amazing thing and it's a healthy thing. But the problem is that when you're into porn and you're feeding this hunger and you're feeding this addiction, and all of a sudden that sexual side turns into, it's no longer 25%, but now it's growing. And the thing with porn is that the more that you feed your mind and your body that release and that high, your sexual side is now growing from 25% up to 35%, 45%, 60%. And you're basically conditioning your body so that you're just turning into like basically just like a sex machine. And so when it comes down to, imagine if you've basically been conditioned with all of these sexual images and videos, and a girl, and your whole body is more into sex because of that. Imagine if, you're in a committed relationship, and imagine if this girl just calls you out of the blue. Let's say her name was Sarah. She just calls you up. Hey Jim, I was in town for a couple of days. I wanted to see if you wanted to get together for a drink. And you've been into this porn, and you've been conditioning your brain mentally this way. You're more likely, I believe you're more likely to, your brain just starts thinking, ooh, maybe I'll get together with Sarah, and maybe we'll have amazing sex on Thursday night. I realize that's like a simplified version of it, but what happens is, if that sexual side of you is out of control and you can't master it because you're into pornography, your ability to have it affect you and control you is much greater. Because the truth is if you can't find a way to just be out of the porn, your ability to give into temptation is going to be increased. I mean, that makes sense. It's like, well, I'm having a hard time like resisting this porn stuff. So, you know, how am I going to resist this girl Sarah who wants to like get together with me? It makes sense that your chances of cheating and hurting somebody that you love increases with porn use. You take that sexual side from 20 to 25%, all the way up to 50%. It's you don't want to look back and say, man, I had a girl who was great to me, and I hurt her, and I blew it. And looking back, it was like, yeah, I was into all the porn movies. I was into porn for a long time. I know how it shifted my it shifted my focus from, instead of connecting with my girlfriend on a purely emotional level, it really shifted it to, like, how can I just get my sexual release? How can I just see her as, as men, it's easy for us when we're with a girl. What we're focused on is, okay, we're looking at her boobs, we're looking at her butt, we're looking at her face. But sometimes it's like, we forget that it's like we're actually with like another human being. Like, and the thing is she's a human being before she's just this girl with sexual parts that you're looking at and saying, ooh, how can that make me feel amazing? And the truth is when I got off of porn, I remember I was at the gym, and I remember thinking, wow, like these girls are so beautiful walking around here. Like, why have I never noticed that these women, like, I'd look around and I'd be like, "Man, these girls are so hot." No, I did. I'm literally like, I literally would walk around, and it's amazing the shift in your mind that can take place when your dopamine receptors are no longer addicted to the extreme stimulation of porn. Regular women will seem so much more attractive to you. You'll just say, oh, wow, like that could be amazing. Guys, listen, it's always a trade off. I promise you. But after a couple years of porn, even 6 months of porn, the trade off between, okay, do you want a real life woman, or do you want to just be sitting at home stroking it, which feels amazing in the beginning, but in the end, and that's why it's a trap. In the end, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth the trade-off. Be sure to subscribe. It would really make my day if you would subscribe. Thank you.